Hi, I'm Pastor Richard Demsick. I'm the missionary pastor of 923, here today to talk to you a little bit more of the life of Jesus. I'm sorry that I didn't get last week's in. It was just too busy. And this week's is going to be a little bit different because we're not going to go over a reading. Instead, we're going to explain why the reading is different this week for a lot of churches. And it's because of the big holiday coming up, which is All Saints' Day. That's what you said, right? All Saints' Day. Now, what is All Saints' Day? Well, All Saints' Day is a day that we honor those who have passed on. And that should make you curious. What's the deal with this night before called Halloween? This is the devil's night, the pagan night, that we all go around worshiping devil and killing people, right? No, that is not true. And it's not historically accurate. It's not accurate in modern society either. Come on, people, let's look at this objectively. First off, Halloween was started as the holy evening before All Saints' Day. It was started by the church to honor those who have passed on. And it's dark and it's creepy because death is dark and creepy. That doesn't make it evil. Now, some of you history buffs will say, wait a second, what about the Celtic tradition that happened before that is suspiciously similar to Halloween? Well, yes, it is suspiciously similar because they were being missional in how they reached out to people. And they came alongside the practices of that day to speak to people the truth. In other words, they took the truth that the people already understood and they spoke to them the truth that they did not yet have. This is what Paul did when he came and preached in the name of an unknown God. This is what Jesus did multiple times as he used physical parables to teach about spiritual truth. He is showing people the truth that they understand and then applying it to the next level. That's just logic and that's just smart and it's missional. And it's great that they did that. So this is a wonderful thing. Now you could say, wait a second, there's a lot of creepy darkness and it's evil. And come on, most of the time that I see someone dress up like Hitler or the devil, they're doing it in mockery of it, not to honor it. And if they are, then maybe that would lead to a serious conversation where we could talk about who is the devil? Who is Hitler? What do they really stand for? And is this really someone that you really want to honor? Now, do people do horrible things on Halloween? Yes. Do people do horrible things the night before Halloween? Yes. The night before that? Yes. People always will find any excuse to use things for evil or good, depending on what they want to do. But let's talk about what Halloween really is in today's modern society. Let's peel back the layers a little bit and let's look at the action objectively. Well, taking away the masks, what your neighbor is doing is they're coming and they're bringing their most precious possession, their children, to your door. They're knocking on your door and they're starting a conversation. It might be a brief conversation that says trick or treat, where they're expecting candy and that's pretty much it. But it's an opportunity to love people. See, what matters most? Well, if I had done last week's talk, it would have been about the two greatest commandments. Jesus was asked, what is the greatest commandment? And what that means is, what is the highest priority as us, as human beings, to live in honor of God? And it was to love the Lord our God and to love our neighbor as ourselves. What holiday do we love our neighbor? Christmas? No. Thanksgiving? No. New Year's? We get drunk with them, but that's about it. Halloween is the only holiday that we love our neighbors. We have an opportunity to love our neighbors. Let's not darken our doors. And let's be honest, most of it is now this family-friendly thing with little kids. If it was dark and evil, and when I say dark and evil, I'm talking about not the dark, like death, which it should be, a little creepy, a little dark when we're talking about death. But if it was evil, are we not better than that? Are we not light in the darkness? Should we not go to those places and be loving in those places? Because Jesus said we're called to even love our enemies. At 923, I don't care what you dress like. Why should I care on Halloween what you dress like? In fact, I will let you test me on this. Come to my service in full costume on Sunday morning. You'll look a little strange because no one else will be wearing costume. Maybe some people in t-shirt and shorts, but nobody in full costume. But we'll still love you because I don't care what you dress like. I want to show you that God loves you in a practical way. And I think that's what we should do on Halloween. Don't be fooled by the masks. There are people under those masks with hearts. Some of those hearts are broken, and all of those hearts need a little bit of love. So let's pour out our love. Let's not judge. Let's instead look to what matters more, which is the greatest commandment, loving God and loving our neighbor. If we do, we'll live a little bit more like Jesus. God bless. Thanks for listening.